Samoei Ruto, and also congratulating the Right Honorable Raila Odinga. Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, I've had the fortune and the experience of having worked with Raila for over 30 years. And the one thing that, regardless of whether you like him or you don't like him, that you must admit is the energy he has and the passion he has for transformational politics. I also happen to know, as also one of the founder members initially of ODM, our president, William Samoei Ruto, because I campaigned with him in the 2007 elections when we were in the same party. And he has a lot of energy, a lot of passion, a lot of wisdom, and a lot of good intention for this country. I haven't had the opportunity of meeting the president's late father, but I've had the opportunity of working with the president, with Right Honorable Raila Odinga's late father. And we worked together in this parliament. And up until the last time when he breathed his last breath, he was working with us in parliament here like any other young man. With that advanced age, he would still discuss with us matters that were current in our political sphere, including the bills, including all the committees in the House here, because we happen to have been from the same party. Madam Speaker, it's a pity that we see ourselves as hyphenated Kenyans, and we demonize hard work. We demonize wisdom. We demonize aspirations and ambitions and achievements by looking at it where that person comes from. And I know that because we suffer the same things. As a community, when we work very hard, the stuff that goes out is that the Somalis, they're taking over the country. They're doing very well. This is one thing that should have made every Kenyan proud, that other Kenyans are doing very well in terms of development, in terms of entrepreneurship, in terms of athletics, in terms of academia, everything. Madam Speaker, I want to tell our country, I host a nation, or rather a constituency, which houses in excess of 450,000 refugees. And those people are from the same tribe, the same ethnicity, the same religion, the same looks, the same denomination within Islam. They are all, we have got 4 denominations within the Sunni Muslim, but then they are Shafi'is, and still, when you have a failed state, the amount of mayhem, the amount of destruction, and the amount of suffering is unimaginable and incalculable. I want to warn my Kenyan brothers and sisters, starting with members of parliament. Let's not divide our country. Let's not divide our country. Look at the Congo DRC in the period of time since Mobutu Sese Seko was overthrown. They've lost about 6 million lives. And there is no light at the end of the tunnel. Madam Speaker, I would beg you to give me 2 more minutes if you can. Madam Speaker, we are 44 nations in this country here, with 44 different languages, with different looks, with different regions. If I've seen Somalia, I've traveled from one end of that country to the other end. You cannot tell the difference. Can I have time?
You said you're giving 1 minute?
You can't tell one clan from the other unless you ask. And invariably, in most cases, when you ask, they will tell you the right clan. And they're all related to one another. And you can still see we have got in excess of 800 Somali refugees here, 450,000 in my 800,000, 450,000 in my constituency, and an additional 207,000 in urban centers as aliens, and also in Kakuma and a number of other places. Madam Speaker, I implore on my Kenyan brothers and sisters, let us respect the leadership of this country. Raila Odinga is a leader of an immense repute. Let's respect him. Let also the leaders who have had positions in this country as ministers, as vice presidents, as everything, as president, respect other leaders. Democracy, the nature of democracy is diversity of opinion. The fact that somebody does not agree with your political opinions does not necessarily mean that you have to demonize that person. This country needs healing, Madam Speaker. The other option is that we don't want to turn it into a DRC. We don't want to turn it into another Somalia. And we don't want to turn it into a Syria or a Lebanon or a Libya or God knows where, or a Yemen, Madam Speaker, or Syria for that matter. Madam Speaker, let us celebrate our brilliant scientists, let's celebrate them. Our athletes, let's celebrate them as Kenyans. Our political leadership, let's celebrate them. Madam Speaker, whenever we ask for something, we're asking for it or contesting for those things as Kenyans. The candidature was Kenya. It was not Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga is secondary. And now Kenya lost and Djibouti won. We ran for the Security Council one time against Djibouti and won. And Djibouti lost that time. So losing and winning is neither here nor there. We had loved to win, but if our brothers in the other end won, we will congratulate them, give them a good handshake, and tell them next time. But for the future, from here going forward, there is need for this country to be united. The President and the Prime Minister, my advice, my implosion, my pleading to them, please unite this country. Keep on the good work that you're doing right now. And let the naysayers understand that Kenya is bigger than your political interests and likes. Madam Speaker, I support.
The Honorable Kainan.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, may I also join my colleagues in commending the President for his mojo and telemastic